Welcome back to the Callista vegetable garden. We are going to be picking this little teeny tiny Savoy cabbage. Give me that. Now look at all of those holes made by that terrible sluggy. So when you're cooking, remember to wash those off, huh? Alright. Teeny tiny. What else are we getting? Right, spring onion is another ingredient that Kylie's going to be using. Look at these great ones. You know, you don't have to take out the whole spring onion. You actually could cut those off at that point. But I think it's nice sometimes to work with the roots and the white bits. It's a different flavour. Now, just a little heads up. That is not a spring onion, that is a leek. Can you see the creasing? And it's a more bluish tone rather than this lovely green tone. Right, last ingredient for Kylie's beautiful menu is the rainbow chard. Look at that! Beautiful, gorgeous colours. And did you know different colours have different health properties? And darling Kylie could tell you more about that than I could, but it's a true thing, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. There we go.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Callista Quarantine Cooking. Tonight we're cooking okonomiyaki. Please remember to have an adult supervise you while you're cooking. Okonomiyaki is one of our favourite recipes from Japan. It is sometimes called a Japanese vegetable pancake. The economy part of okonomiyaki means what you like or how you like. So you can literally put anything you want into this pancake. The yaki part means to grill or to cook more broadly. In Japan you can get okonomiyaki with squid, you can get it with pork belly, you can get it with noodles. It comes in lots of different styles. There's two main styles, Hiroshima style and Kansai or Osaka style. Tonight we're cooking Osaka style okonomiyaki. Quite often when you have it in Japan, they actually cook it on a grill in front of you and you kind of serve yourself from the grill. It's very cool and it's very yummy. Alright, so I always start by making the batter first, which is really straightforward. For every half a cup of flour, you need a half a cup of water and you need a half a cup per okonomiyaki. So I'm going to make 4 tonight, so I'll put in 2 cups of flour, and I'm not too fussy with the measuring because I don't need to be, it can be a bit rustic. And then 2 cups of water. And a nice big dash of soy sauce for flavour. Okay, so I'm just going to whisk that together, and this makes the basis of the pancake or okonomiyaki. You don't really need to aerate it, you just want it to be mixed through. It's a little bit like a crepe mixture, quite thin. Okay, so once that's done, I'm going to put it aside and we will come back to it. So when I make okonomiyaki, I find it easy to make it all at once. So I use 4 bowls. And I put my ingredients into each of the bowls. Tonight we're going to use some streaky bacon, but I'm going to put that over near the stove because we don't need it yet. We also have some things from the garden at school and some things that I have added. So Red cabbage is very common in okonomiyaki, as are spring onions. We also had a very cute little cabbage at school that we thought would be yummy in it. We're using some shiitake and enoki mushrooms and also some rainbow chard from the garden at school to add some nice colour. So I'm just going to chop everything finely and divide it between the bowls. When you're cutting the cabbage, very carefully, you want to cut it on this angle so you get nice thin slices of cabbage that kind of fall apart. And then I'm just going to divide the cabbage up. Whoops. Pull that bit off. Into each of the bowls. You don't need a huge amount of each thing, just a little bit of everything. So I'm going to go on and chop everything up, and then we'll come back and see what we do next. Okay, so I have chopped everything up finely for the filling. The shiitake mushrooms. The enoki I just pull apart because they're really easy to pull apart. The chard is nice and thin. The cabbage, red and green, is in there. And then I use some of the spring onions in there, but most of them I've cut up and left in a bowl here because we'll put these on the top. You will notice that one of them doesn't have any mushrooms, and that's because one of our bad eggs doesn't eat mushrooms. So, as you like it, she doesn't like it, so we don't put it in. Very easy. So now I'm going to add 1 egg to each of these, and I'm going to divide the batter up between them. So just an egg on top of each one. And then it's probably about 2 ladles in each one, I would say. Was a little bit shortchanged. Now I'm going to grab a fork and just give them a stir. So you want to make sure you're breaking the egg up and mixing it through the batter well, and mixing all the veg into it. So it's nice and mixed through. Okay, so this one's ready to go, so we're going to start cooking them. I need to cook them one at a time because it becomes a bit hectic and we only have one good sized pan. We're now going to cook the okonomiyaki. So I have the pan heating over a reasonably low heat. I'm going to take it off the heat and spray it with a bit of olive oil. I'm going to put the bacon down first so it cooks into the pancake. Be careful of the splatteryness. Once I've got everything in there, I can kind of push it around a little bit. so you get a bit of an even amount of ingredients around the pan. Yum, nice and colourful. And then I'll put the lid on it. So we'll just cook that for a couple of minutes, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. So now the okonomiyaki has been cooking for exactly 3 minutes. I'm actually going to pull it off the stove and move it over here. You need to get an adult to help you do this. It's pretty dangerous. To flip it over, I'm actually going to put a plate on the top of it, very carefully, not touching the pan, and then I'm going to quickly tip it over, put that back on the heat, and then I can cook the underside of it just by flipping it back in. And it just takes another 2 minutes on that side and it will be ready. Okay, so our okonomiyaki is now cooked. I'm going to slip it out of this pan onto a plate. And now I'm going to dress it with the dressings. So I'm going to use okonomiyaki sauce, which is store-bought. You can buy this in most Asian grocers. I will put up a recipe for otofuku sauce if you can't find it. It's kind of like a Japanese version of Worcestershire sauce. Whoops. So I'm going to have that going one way, and then I'm going to take my Kewpie mayo and cross the okonomiyaki sauce the other way. Then I'll take some spring onions, quite a lot. This is beni shoga. Beni shoga is red pickled ginger. It adds a really, really nice texture to the okonomiyaki. When you're eating it, it's quite crunchy. Oops. And a bit vinegary. The last thing I'm going to put on top is this. This is called katsuboshi or bonito flakes. It's dried fish flakes. It has a really, really delicious flavour. It adds a lot of umami to the dish. So I'm going to put those on the top. And I shall show you. The heat of the okonomiyaki actually makes it look a little bit like they're alive, because you can see them moving a little bit. I don't know if you can see that properly. Anyway, I hope you enjoy cooking this week. Don't forget to put your photos up and have a great week. Itadakimasu.